Hello there. If you don't know me, my name is Maria and I like to make technology videos on the internet. So in this week's video, what I wanted to do was something a little bit different because recently I've been thinking about starting to try to apply for jobs because if you don't know, I'm in this weird program, or like a good program, but it's kind of different from what normal people experience, where my school has a partnership with the company Shopify and I'm in their program called the Dev Degree program, where I do all of my internships at Shopify, but I do it in like 4 different engineering disciplines, which is really good for me, but it's completely different from what normal people experience, and I still feel like I'm missing out on that like normal university or college student experience where you have to apply for a bunch of jobs and like get rejected a bunch of times, do all the online assessments, do interviews. That's why I've started to try to do, because like I'm in my 3rd year and I know next year I don't know what's gonna happen. I don't know what I want with my life, so I might as well try to keep my options open. And I wanted to decide to actually redo my resume, but first of all I wanted to roast my past resumes. So I wanted to take you along on the journey of Maria trying to apply for jobs when she was a young kid and apply for hackathons and random things, and see like what changes I made to my resume over time, the good and the bad, and definitely the very ugly things. So with that, let's go and roast my resumes. Okay, so to start off with, I found my old resume that I called trash resume just so I could know that it was garbage and I should never look at it again. So it has like quite the version history, but it's all from like 2018 basically, so right when I started university. And yeah, it's just beautiful, you know, looking at this. So yeah, I took out my address, phone, and email. Honestly, like in reality, you shouldn't put your address on a resume, like you don't need that. I mean, phone number, email is fine. Obviously, like I didn't use GitHub at this point, so it didn't matter. I think this was actually me trying to apply for the Dev Degree program. So I said, oh yeah, highly proficient in Java, which is okay. I don't know if that's true at that point in time, but like I knew some of it, I understood, like it was good. I knew object-oriented programming from 12th grade, computer science, even though I hated computer science back then. At least I knew that. So at least I wrote like, okay, prior experience in these few languages, which like nobody would ever use Visual Basic ever. Like we literally had the book in grade 10, computer science, Visual Basic 2005. No, bad. Yeah, currently, oh my god, I was learning HTML, CSS, and JavaScript at that time. Their experience in both Windows and Mac OS. Like I had only used Mac OS like that summer because I was in like some camp that I paid for myself, which is to make a video game using Unity. So that's why I knew C# a little bit. Yeah, education. Okay, so I was in software engineering at this point. I was not in computer science yet. And yeah, Toronto. Oh, personal projects. Okay, so this must be during the 1st semester because we tried making this. This is my first ever hackathon project. Club Hub. Oh my god, I completely forgot about this. Yeah, I used Google Calendar API. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I was a front-end developer. I don't like doing front-end anymore, so yeah, not gonna do that again. And then I made this. This is the game I made, the 2D Unity game in C#. And then I actually had to learn a little bit of Adobe Illustrator for that. And then work experience. Oh my god, why is this over 1 page actually? This is 2 pages. Okay, well, my work experience. So I was a reading and math instructor at Kumon. Oh, moving into awards. Okay, I think maybe this was for scholarships too. Like, why I put all of my awards. Like, I feel like when you go from high school to university, you get some awards, or you get some, like, you have a lot of extracurriculars that you want to throw in there. So I just put all of these. I don't know why they required a whole another page for this shit. So awards, I got these 2 entrance scholarships and then just honor roll from high school. And then extracurriculars, yes, I found it, Hooked on Books. It was HOBTSS because my school was Thornhill Secondary School, so it's spelled Hobbits. So that was a great acronym. And then for some reason I was the chief executive of badminton club. That's a story for a different time. Yeah, and yeah, I was a columnist in the school newspaper. I actually hated the school newspaper so much because they just like take away all of your ability to write whatever you want. So now let's take a look at 2019 Maria's resume. This is where I kind of started. I had a little bit of experience already, a few months maybe, and then I was trying to apply for like hackathons and things like that. I was like, okay, my resume is trash, let's make it a little bit better. But for some reason, I still decided to keep Arial font, which is like, why? Disgust. So here I still have my location, phone number, and email. I don't know why this looks so ugly. Like why did I not care about making this look nice? And then especially if I'm like, oh, I'm front-end developer, yeah, like you should make it look at least decent. So then I said like, okay, I'm working at Shopify. I tried keeping this more like clean a little bit. Yeah, working on developing the alpha version for a business learning platform on Shopify. And this is the technologies. I just listed them in brackets. And then this is why I'm like, okay, third degree intern, I did Kumon. So now, okay, this is still over one page, which is not good. But I listed my education. This time I was in computer science, so things changed. And here I actually have a lot more projects. So this is, first one is Linguify, so that was like the web app I built in third degree. So you can see that on my GitHub. It's not the best, but still it was me learning things for the first time, like MySQL, Ruby on Rails, React. It was really fun to make. And it was kind of like a mixture of Duolingo and Quizlet. And then Quality Auth is another like hackathon project. Clubhub is a hackathon project. Solus is the same video game that I had. And then so the awards, I just listed them like this, which is way better, like to just list them like that, because who cares? You don't need to know what date they got it. And then activities, I had a bajillion activities. Okay, so now let's take a look at my April 2020 resume, which is where I decided, okay, everyone keeps telling me that I should be linking my GitHub projects in my resume and I should have a clean resume, and I kind of felt bad because when I look at people's resumes, I'll be like, oh my goodness, mine is garbage. And I tried redoing it, but it still looks so garbage. So let's take a look at this. So as you can see, I'm still keeping it Arial font for some reason. I don't know why, but I should just be using some Google Doc template, but I was not. I was like, I have to make this my own and make it look ugly. So here, I found icons for Gmail, GitHub, and LinkedIn. And then if I send this to someone as a PDF, then they can just click this and it'll like mail it to them or take them to that place. But I don't think that that's kind of what recruiters want. I think they'd rather just have you list out your GitHub and like have it just a clickable link. It's probably better. And it makes more sense because maybe people don't know that this weird Octocat is GitHub. So then for experience, I decided to go all bold with this. And I said I was a web developer intern instead of a front-end developer intern, because that makes me feel more special. And here I actually included like way more bullet points because then I actually had done stuff by then. Because this is, I guess, like when I had finished my 8 months, I said what I did and I added links to those things. I followed the content management system, made reusable components. Like this is like a huge project that I worked on. But it was just like, it's way too much. It's way too long for each bullet point. I'm not including any numbers, even though I could have been, because like we had a data scientist on our team. So I could have been including like, oh, we increased this metric, or we had this many users. And mostly like explaining like, this is what we did, and this is how I helped in it. Not just like, okay, this is something that my team did. And then, yeah, like, oh, trying to be more fancy with like, oh, that I'm in Denver. Like, we had chosen to be one of 10 students in the first Toronto cohort. I added this section, yeah, projected to graduate in 2022, because if you're in computer science or software engineering or something, you know that you're probably gonna not graduate in 4 years. But since I'm in the dev degree program, I'm supposed to graduate technically in 4 years. So yeah, it's projected. And then for my project, like I said, I linked my stuff, and then I put like the dates that I did it. I don't really feel like you need to do it. And I don't know why I had this whole thing of like putting a period behind this, like at the end of stuff. Tried to reword them a bit. So then, like I had a lot of friends edit this and like tell me my wording was bad. So I was like, okay, I created a web app that scrapes data from Rate My Professor and specific university subreddits to use as FAQs for an AI search engine. And then, yeah, this is a group project, and this is a group project, this was not. So I took out my older one. I was like, okay, I might as well have more recent projects here, even if it's like working with a team. And then I have my activities and awards listed again, and then just technologies that I know. So yeah, that was my more recent-ish resume. So now let's move into my current resume that I have right now. Okay, so moving into my current resume, this is where I decided to make things more colorful and actually look nice and not just use the Arial font like I had been using for basically like 2 years. But like why? I don't even know why I did this. But yeah, I decided, okay, I want my resume to stand out and actually look nice to a recruiter's eyes or whoever looks at it, like hackathon organizers, yeah, that kind of thing. I wanted it to be pretty. So I looked at product designer interns and their resumes and then looked at what fonts they use, and I was like, okay, this looks nice, but I wanted to find a color, so I went for like a more minty-ish green. So I actually like this one a lot, like this color. I don't even know what color it is. I don't know. I tried out a bunch of different colors, as you can see, a few custom ones. And then I still have these things, which I should probably take out, like these stupid icons. And then I gave myself a subheading of software developer, because that's what I saw people doing. For experience, I included the thing that I'm currently at right now, like company. And then I'm like, okay, what am I doing? What am I using? And same thing, I decided to actually, how did I do this? This is actually a table split into two, because Google Docs doesn't have like column splitting. You have to just make a table and then make it like hidden, kind of. Like, I also took out the bullet points, which I don't know if I should have done because it kind of looks weird and has to space things out. So I might bring back the bullet points. And here I included my projects again to make them better, and I wrote them out similarly. So on a new line, include which technologies I used for building these. And then in skills, I just listed out all the stuff I know how to use, and like some of them are new. I honestly don't know why I included, like I don't have to include this friend stuff. Like, no, it's okay. And then, let's see, New York University. Oh, okay, also funny thing. So, you know how people say, don't include your GPA unless it's above like 3.4 or something? So then, for a long time, I was just including GPA as 3.4 or like 3.3. I was just guessing that it was that. I was like way too lazy to actually go and check, because my school goes on, what is it, like a 9-point grade scale for some reason. And I was too lazy to like convert mine into 4.0. So I was like, okay, yeah, it's probably like 3.3. Turns out my GPA is a 3.8, and for like 2 years I was saying that it was like 3.4, which was really dumb. Or at least like currently it's 3.8. After this semester, no, probably not. So yeah, I also included the projected thing, and then I just put activities at the side. So like 3rd place in this hackathon, I won this challenge, top 5. Oh, and then also I had joined fencing club in 2019, and I was an FAist. So I thought that would be cool if one day someone else was interested in fencing and they could talk to me about it. I also put interests, which is like writing, biking, reading, fantasy, anime, and drawing. Which, yeah, I'm interested in those things. So it's like, if anyone wants to talk to me about it. But honestly, I haven't had anyone like read my resume or like a recruiter actually use any of these things, which is depressing. I don't even know if any of the software engineers in the interviews I've had like actually read my resume. I feel like only the recruiters read it and they're like, okay, you're good, keep going, like just answer our leak code questions, and they don't care about like my actual experience, which is pretty depressing. But yeah, that's basically what happened. So this is my resume currently. It's not the best, but it looks slightly better, and it's great progression from what it was back then. So that's all for today's video. I hope you enjoyed me roasting my resumes from the past, and I think I definitely should have done this much sooner, because I would have realized how bad my resumes actually were. I hope you learned something new, maybe about something you could implement or not do in your resumes. And stay tuned for next week's video where I try to actually redo my current resume, so make it even better, because right now I feel like there's still a lot that can be done, and I can include my more recent work experience and try to make like my bullet points way better, because I think the layout is okay-ish, but I want to fix like the actual content of my resume, because that's what people are going to ask me about. So with that, I hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to smash the thumbs up button if you did. Subscribe to my channel, and also follow me on Instagram, because I feel like I'm not plugging that enough, even though I actually try to put like nice content on Instagram, talking about like my struggles with work experience, and also just like events I go to, things that I learn, and just putting it out there for people to also see. So I hope that you would follow me on Instagram too, and I'll see you next week. Bye!